Hey guys, welcome back to lesson 3. Alright, a quick recap on last lesson. We were able to record our first Selenium tests, play them back, and hopefully we watched them pass. Now in this lesson, we will have a look at the IDE in a bit more detail, focusing more on us being able to create steps in the IDE without the help of the record button. So let's open up the Selenium IDE. Let's open up lesson 2 test 1 from last lesson. Save and rename it as lesson 3 test 1. Keep the IDE and the Firefox browser side by side, and let's walk through our test. Okay, the first thing we have is the home page. So in our base URL we have our demo.trickydefects.com. Then the next thing is we are opening our home page by simply giving the command open, and in the target we have a /, which means we simply go to the base URL with nothing added. Next we click on the electronics menu. So in our IDE we have the command click and wait, which means we click and then we wait for an amount which is normally around 30 seconds. So the command is click and wait, and our target is link equals electronics. We then click on the cell phones link, and again we have a click and wait command, and in our target we have a CSS value. Now don't worry too much about the target values for now. We will explain these in much more detail and depth in the next lesson. Then we want to click on the Nokia 2610 phone, and again we have a click and wait followed by the element locator for the Nokia 2610 phone. And lastly we are clicking on the buy now button. So yeah, you guessed it, click and wait, and then in the target we have the CSS value for the element locator. Alright, let's add a step into our test. Now click on the last step and right click and insert new command. Then go back to the page where you want to record the step, and in our case we want to add a quantity value. Make sure the record button is on, and we will type a quantity value of 5 instead of 1, and then if we go back in the IDE it's added that in. Okay, great. Let's delete the empty row, and now we've added that step into our test. Let's run that to make sure it runs fine. Okay, going along. Yes, we've added the quantity value 5. If we want to stop on a particular page, and we may do so to be able to see values, we can do this by the use of the toggle button. So if we right click on a step, click on toggle button, then the point before that step, this is the point at which the test will stop at. So for example, in our test we've toggled the last step. The test stops at the point at which we've entered the quantity value 5. Having stopped at that point, we can resume the test by simply clicking on the resume button, and that will finish the test for us. And to clear the toggle, simply right click on the step and click on the toggle breakpoint. Right, now so far we've run some fairly straightforward tests. Let's add a bit more sophistication into our test now.